What's the new plan? Why is there a new plan? What's behind it? I'm going to take you through just what you need to do to make that work and know it works, because I think we're all guilty of it. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. As tempting as it is sometimes, if you've had a 3 o'clock in the morning epiphany, don't suddenly change it on a whim. Don't do that. Prepare, plan, consistently take the time to put stuff out there, whether it is a new product. Don't just splash it out there once and tell us it's not working. It won't work if you just put it out there once. Same as when someone asks you for something. A customer goes, oh, you should do this. One customer. Don't change everything off of one person or one customer or one question. But do it, see if it works, take your time, and I guarantee you will refine things rather than completely change things over time. You'll find your rhythm, and then you will have a successful business. Hi, and welcome to Business Rainbows and Unicorns, where there's no such thing as failure if you don't try. This podcast is specifically for business owners or wannabe business owners. Say you've got a side hustle, or you've got a passion for something and you think it'd be absolutely amazing, or you see people that do amazing things with their passions and what they enjoy doing. Well, you can do that. So please subscribe, and we hope you enjoy listening to this episode. Hi, and welcome to Breakout Business Rainbows and Unicorns, where there's no such thing as failure if you don't try. Now, today we're talking about change, new plans, new goals, new businesses, new products, new services, whatever it might be. What's in the plan to change? So we're still at the beginning of the year. So whether you set your goals in January, March, July, whatever you do, sometimes we flip and we change and we decide on a new plan. Sometimes it's on a whim. Sometimes there's care and consideration behind it. But the most important thing is to take the time to see if it works. Now, we have a lot of people come in with new ideas. I'm a nightmare for new ideas as well. But it's building the business and building the brand and doing the consistency. There's a high percentage of businesses that fail within the first 2 years, even more so after 5. And I think the average is you need to get to 5 to 7 to really know you're doing and what you're doing is right. However, there's not to say that you have to amend in that time, change in that time, and look at doing different things, because not everything will work and not everything will be 100% right. But prepare to fail is the old saying, is making sure you're planning those changes. So what do you want to change? Why do you want to change it? What's the new plan? Why is there a new plan? What's behind it? So I'm going to take you through just what you need to do to make that work and know it works, because I think we're all guilty of it, whether it's comparing ourselves to other people, whether it's looking at what works for someone else, thinking I've done one thing and I've failed, whatever it might be. It's really, really important to go through the planning and preparation stage, because it is very much a slowly catch your monkey. You're not going to be an overnight success, and you're not going to get it right 100% of the time, and that's okay. It's like what I've said in the previous episode about worrying what people think. Don't worry about what anyone else thinks. Just know what works for you. And there's a lot of gut instinct in that, but also a lot of what you've prepared and what you've planned for and how you've worked it out. So whatever the new plan is, we put the new plan in place. We've done our goal setting workshop. We've done our big goal. We know what our vision is, and we've worked on the baby steps of each, whether it's every day or every week, every month, of what that's going to be, of step by step to achieve that for ourselves. So now we need, the most important thing to all of us is time. And it's taking that time to do what you need to do, as well as consistency. You can't just create a new plan, a new brand, a new product, post about it once and the post sinks. Oh, it's failed. Not going to do it anymore. And it's very easy to think that. We have a lot of people come in, they're like, I've created a Facebook page, but no one's liked it. Okay, that's great. Well, have you told anyone about it? Have you shared it? Oh no, I've created it because the algorithm, no, it doesn't work like that. You have to put in the time and effort and put things out there. It's like with anything. Some of the most successful businesses I know have worked because they've set up and they've told everybody. It's in every conversation. It's a bit like when we start a new job, and I'm talking employed job. What do you do? You have, I've got a new job. I'll be doing this. I'll be doing that. We need to do that with our new plans, our new products, our new businesses. We need to shout for ourselves because we do that naturally anyway when it's someone else. So why don't we do that for ourselves? So when you've got your new plan and you're taking the time and you're doing the consistency, this is when the testing and the trialing comes in. So how are you testing that? How are you posting about it? What are you doing to get that out there to be able to consistently tell everyone's working? It's a bit like going back to the social media posts. Don't just put one post out. So it might be about this podcast, for example. Hi, I've got a podcast. Crickets, maybe? Or you have to keep telling one. Hi, I've got a new podcast. It's about business. It's about advice. It's about this episode. It's about this. Now I'm interviewing this person. Now we've got, did you know it's live? It's on Spotify. It's on the Apple podcast, wherever it might be. Keep sharing it. Share the link. Here's the link. Here's the link. And you have to keep doing that because that's what's really, really important to get that consistency. And you gradually refine that to what's worked. It might be that it posts out, hi, I've got a podcast. That's it. But on social media, people don't like being sold to. So you really, really struggle with doing that and selling to people. So it might be that, oh, we're talking about change today. What does everyone else think about change? Have you changed? Have you got a new plan? So you're asking for that engagement and that chat back for people. And that's really important as well. To do the consistency, working out what's well, continually ask people, ask for reviews, because you can't know what's working or not if you don't have any customer feedback. One piece of customer feedback, they're using you. Brilliant. Big tick. There's money in your bank. It's working. It's knowing what's worked and what doesn't. What product did they like? What service did they like? Why did they come to you? Ask them, how did they find you? Did they find you through Google? Did they find you through social media? Which platforms? Are you on every platform? If you are on every platform, best of luck, because I can imagine that's quite exhausting. But if not, what if every single customer, I found you through Facebook, just concentrate on Facebook. Why would you worry about all the other? You don't have to be on everything because ultimately your demographic isn't on everything. For me, I'm on Instagram. Everything I want, I will find on Instagram. So if I'm your target market, you want an Instagram account. If someone 20 years younger than me is your target market, go on Snapchat. I'm not on Snapchat, but they are. But whatever your product or service is, I guarantee it's not for the same people. It's not for the same demographic. And that's the consistency and that's the refining. It might be that you've been doing social media posts on Instagram. It's not working. Okay, we'll move over to TikTok. Move over to another platform. Just concentrate on Google. It solely depends on your business, your product, your plan. But don't go after the shiny objects. Don't think, oh, something over there. Oh, the latest thing, Blue Sky's come out. Right, I need to set up a Blue Sky account. I need to be on that. I need to be everywhere. You go on, you post twice and you disappear again. Don't really know how to do it or what to put on there. It's not working. Well, if you've done 2 posts or you've not researched it or you're not planned for it, how do you know if it's working or not? It might be that you've not been in front of the right people. It might be that you just don't want to be on social media at all and you need to network in real life. Another shiny object. Oh, a new networking group, new people. If those people aren't your people, you don't want to be networking with them. When I first started out, I went to every single networking group locally I could to meet everybody. I soon found out B&I is not for me, and I didn't have the $2,000 to join up, but a separate issue. But it was very corporate. It's very certain type of person, and it wasn't my good demographic. It's not my people. I'm sat here in a hoodie. You will always find me in a hoodie. So to turn up when everyone else is in suits and it's a lot more corporate, they charm and they do different things. I knew it wasn't for me. So I didn't go. I didn't sign up. It cost me 20 quid or whatever it was to be a guest at that networking. Again, shiny object. It's a bit like when you see on Facebook someone put a post out, I'm trying to expand my portfolio. I'll do your website for free. Brilliant. I love those posts. You always get about 10 people locally who sometimes they've asked us for websites, sometimes they haven't. I want a free website. Oh, you just have to pay for hosting. Brilliant. Okay. So they sign up for that. They set up the website. There's the shiny new object. They've got something free. They're really happy. But it's fallen off of Google. It's not showing. Oh, you need SEO for that. Oh, brilliant. How much is that? 400 quid a month. It was a free website. Well, it wasn't a free website. So think about as your way of working, how you work, your product or service. What if someone else offered it out for free? How would you feel about that? Would that work for you? Can you repackage that in a different way? Don't compare yourself. We don't compare ourselves to those type of people. It doesn't work. We're a completely different offering and we're a completely different way of working. We're not free, the same as I would expect anyone listening to this podcast doesn't do anything for free. So consider that and stop comparing. Another shiny object. Oh, they've set up their logos better than mine. I need to change your logo. So logo and branding's a really, really, really big deal. When you've started a business, so everyone knows black and white, breakout, typewriter font, the main logo's got a coffee ring around it. I'll be completely honest, when we first set up, I did that all myself. It didn't cost me anything. I just designed it. It was very easy. It's very transparent. It was very straightforward and plain, which is exactly what I wanted. So that's how we set up and go. Everyone knows Breakout now. They know it's called Breakout. They know the logo. They know the black and white. They know where to see and where our branding is. We've evolved that branding. So consistently over time, that logo's gone out across everything. So, and my face is used a lot of the time as well in our branding. So it's consistently, people know that black and white, whether it's the hoodies, the shop, whatever it is, they have known that. Now, we're 3 and 4 years down the line of people knowing that brand, recognizing that brand. We've evolved the brand. So we worked with Lou from Toodle Pip. We were creating some new variations to bits and pieces. So we've got they're called submarks. I didn't know that. That's what I learned from Lou. Submarks of things. So, it might be Breakout, but it might be Breakout Academy. So it might fall under our courses. So we've got slightly different, we've added some colour in there and we've got a slightly different logo and another sort of sub-logo or submark to that, what it is. Same with the podcast. We created a cover for the podcast and colours for the podcast. So when there's someone being interviewed or it's come out, it looks slightly different. If I wanted to completely change the company name and the logo and maybe launch something in neon colours, so neon green, neon pink, and call it something different, no one's going to know who I am. But I might have looked at that shiny object of someone else doing, well, it works for them. Well, it might work for them, but it doesn't work for us. So it's quite a consistent, and it's a long game. It's not the short game. It's a long game when it comes to branding and logos. And really, once you've invested in that, and since we've evolved and we've worked with Lou and we've invested in it, because that wasn't just me sat there doing that, we paid for that. That we then had, same with the photography, when we had our professional photography done. That's why you'll see consistency, going back to that timing, consistency of the same posts, the same pictures, the same logos, because you recognise it. I think one of the biggest brands in the world, McDonald's, and their golden arches, they've gone from red and yellow to they're putting a green and brown and yellow to their locations and their shops. But what do you still get on a box of fries? You still know it's the golden arches. You still know it's McDonald's. Can you imagine if they flipped overnight and suddenly went for a dark blue and something completely different? You wouldn't know it. You'd be actually scared of it. Don't trust that, because you've lost the brand, you've lost the logo. And that's how you've got to remember of the consistency. Same as when you're reviewing and you're evolving. Guaranteed that you need to take your time and just tweak stuff as it happens. Same as when a client comes to us for social media. I always say a minimum of 3 months working with us, because after a month, and I know for a fact I've had the conversation several times, well, you've done some posts and we've done a month and nothing's made much of a difference. No, we're in it for the long game. We want to gradually. If you wanted a massive difference in social media, go and buy some followers. Best of luck. Enjoy. Let me know how you get on with it. It doesn't work. You can't buy overnight success. And for a number of different reasons, which we'll have to go into on another episode, you can't just plow a month's money into it and expect it to fly and expect it to be 10,000 followers or whatever your aim is. It doesn't work like that. So I always say 3 months, because 3 months we get to know your brand, we refine, we test, we see what works, we see what doesn't work. And you can't straight away sit with someone and decide, oh, okay, this is what the post is going to look like, this is what the video is going to look like, because you don't know what people are comfortable with. And you don't know what works for their business, same as they don't know what works for their business. Some of your posts and some of the things you put out could be completely off the wall. And if you're not comfortable with them, it won't suit you, it won't suit your branding, and you won't be able to keep it up. And that's the important thing with the consistency. Once you've refined your brand, your product, your service, and you'll feel like you're putting out the same thing again and again and again, but slightly different. That's a good thing, because it's you, it's your consistency, and you won't need to change it because you will fall into your natural rhythm and your natural way of working to what suits you and your business. So don't compare yourself to anyone else. Don't suddenly change it on a whim. As tempting as it is sometimes, if you've had a 3 o'clock in the morning epiphany, don't do that. Prepare, plan, consistently take the time to put stuff out there, whether it is a new product. Don't just splash it out there once and tell us it's not working. It won't work if you just put it out there once. Same as when someone asks you for something. A customer goes, oh, you should do this. One customer. Don't change everything off of one person or one customer or one question. But do it, see if it works, take your time, slowly catch your monkey, and I guarantee you will refine things rather than completely change things over time. You'll find your rhythm, and then you will have a successful business. So let us know how you get on. Thanks for listening. Message us if you feel like changing anything or doing something completely different, because we will talk you through it. And the same, if you want to sit down and have a one-to-one with us to just go through your business and review and refine stuff. Because sometimes you just need that person to bounce off rather than getting at 2 a.m, freaking out and scaring yourself with stuff. Because I guarantee if you take your time and you do things gradually, it will 100% work. So, and same with if you feel anyone else is suddenly talking about changing or doing something a bit different, send them this episode, see what they do, where we get to, because remember, doing something once or doing something for a week won't work. You need to take the time and consistency to do it. So thanks for listening, like and subscribe as always, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening to this episode. We really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please share with a friend who you think needs a bit of help with starting a business or even their small business, which they've already got going. Please like and subscribe to our podcast, which always helps a small business or small podcast like us. And check the show notes. We all have everything in there relating to the episode which you might need, might want to read, and links to anyone we've interviewed and certain subjects we've spoken about. And thanks for listening.